All right, good morning. I am in a little bit of a dilemma. It is 9:46 and I am leaving for Denmark at about 8:30 tonight. I don't really have anything packed. I don't know what cameras I'm bringing with me. My office is a little bit of a mess. You guys can't see it because it's all hidden on the other side of the camera or like below. I cleaned up a little bit, but the last few trips I've taken internationally, the ones that have just been for fun, I've brought one camera with me. I just brought the Leica Q2 and it's worked out really well for me. And you know, in the past, I would bring my Canon R5 and like 3 lenses, and that setup is so bulky and clunky. And a lot of times, like I might just use one of the lenses because I would feel guilty, like I brought this lens and I need to use it because I brought it. If not, it was just a waste and it was pointless. So, but I'm leaving for Denmark and I don't have an idea of what I want to bring. Like I want to bring a little bit more than the Q2. Like I want to bring a film camera or 2. I'm kind of stuck between a few things. I really want to bring the Canon EOS 3. It's a great 35mm camera and I've really been enjoying this one again. And I want to bring a medium format camera, and the only 2 that I have are this Mamiya 645 and a Yashica, and I think this is just going to be better. It is what it is. Obviously, too many choices is not always good, and I've learned that the simplicity of just bringing the Q2 has been really rewarding and fulfilling and valuable. I think a lot of the images that I took in Japan I wouldn't have taken if I would have had, to carry this Canon and maybe have my backpack with these lenses with me. It's just, there's something about the simplicity of like not having to choose lenses, and that camera just fits in a backpack. Like I didn't have to bring any extra gear. I didn't have to bring anything. It's like little camera, a battery, and a charger, and it doesn't really get much better than that. I've kind of was already dead set on bringing film with me. I'm just gonna show you with my phone because I don't really feel like flipping this whole camera around, but I went already and bought like a ton of film. A lot of this I already had in stock at my house, but I went and bought some more things that I wanted, and I was planning on shooting a lot of film while I was there. And then, I've been bogged down with work and a lot of other projects lately that I haven't even had time to plan anything. Like I'm showing up to Denmark basically tomorrow. Truthfully, I wanted to have a lot more planned for this trip to Copenhagen, and I have a few things that I'm looking forward to. I have a few people I'm connected with, and I'm trying to expand my portfolio a little bit. I have my craft series where I produce and direct these video shoots, and I really love doing that. But I really love photography. I love shooting film, and I love not having a ton of people involved sometimes and still getting to connect and create. So I did a shoot that was pretty close to what that is, and it was really fulfilling, and I want to do more of that. So I'm hoping while I'm in Copenhagen, I can connect with, makers or any sort of creative person to kind of document them in their space doing their thing. It's something I'm really interested and passionate about right now. And so, yeah, I'm hoping to create a larger body of work. And I think just as far as creating a more diverse, full body of work, I think adding film into that would be really beneficial. The thing is, like, people that I've reached out to, nothing is set in stone yet, and I leave tonight, so it's a little bit of a crapshoot. But I think I've just decided right now that it's probably better to have it and not use it than all of these people get back to me and they're like willing to invite me into their space and let me shoot some photos, and I'm bummed that I just have the Q2. So I think I'm gonna bring both of those cameras I just showed. I think it's decided. I'm gonna keep it pretty simple with the camera setup. When I used to travel, kind of pre-pandemic, I would bring so many things. I would bring a drone, I would bring a big DSLR body with 3 lenses, and then I would bring a film camera, and I'd bring this, and it's so overwhelming. And I feel like with the Q2, I'm taking more photos that feel just things that are happening in front of me, and there's less pressure, and I'm honest, I'm taking more images with that than I would with this whole larger setup. So I just think it's better. I think if anybody is dealing with anything like that and they want to bring all this gear, I think I would encourage you to try at least taking one trip, try doing one project with one camera. I think you would find it really beneficial. I think it's a great creative exercise, and I think for me personally, a lot of good has come out of it. Okay, I just got back from Copenhagen about a day ago, and the trip went really well. It was a little bit different than I had thought it was going to be, which I'm learning is just very normal, right? I go into these trips with expectations. I try not to have too many expectations, but I inevitably have expectations, and it just went a little bit differently than I thought, which I'm totally okay with. I didn't take as many videos as I'd hoped of me shooting and B-roll for this video, but I'm okay with that. I really was present and enjoying my trip and wasn't thinking too much about this video or any sort of content. I was just concerned with doing the things I wanted to do and taking photographs that I was proud of. So I would say mission accomplished. It was a great trip. It was probably one of my favorite trips I've taken in a long time. One of my favorite things about this was the fact that I spent about 7 days fully off of my laptop. Like, even the photos I was shooting, I wasn't eager to edit them and I wasn't really looking at them. I was just backing them up and continuing on with living my life. I just spent most of my time outside. I averaged about 27,000 steps per day. It was a little bit chilly in the morning and then it would warm up in the afternoon. I went swimming in the harbor a few times, and I honestly just walked around and sat at cafes a lot, sat in the park, took a few naps in the park, and tried to not be stressed out about too much. So very grateful for this trip, and I would 100% do it again, and I wouldn't change a thing. I ended up bringing 3 cameras. And funny enough, when I went out one night to take photos at sunset, I had a very specific photo in mind. I'd kind of seen this moment the day before, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna bring my Mamiya 645 with me, and I'm gonna get this photo on 120. Fast forward to the next day, I go and load the film up, and I'm ready to go take this photo. Not going to take me very long. I could walk there from where I was staying, and the camera's not working. The shutter isn't firing. I load the film and the film gets wound up and the camera seems to be functioning, but the shutter just won't fire. So I tinker with it for a little bit before inevitably just calling it quits and heading back to the hotel for the day. I'd learned that the battery was just dying, and I guess there wasn't enough battery to take the photos, but it is what it is. It was a little annoying. I had a shoot the next day that I wanted to use this camera on, and the shoot was kind of spontaneous, right? I got connected with somebody and they were like, hey, I'm gonna be here just for tomorrow and then I'm leaving town, so if you want to shoot, come by and shoot tomorrow morning. It's the only window. I think I got there at 7:30, so I didn't have time to go to a camera store and find this battery. I ended up shooting everything on the Canon EOS 3 and the Leica Q2, and it turned out really well. Like, I do think having that one more camera probably would have been unnecessary. I would have liked it, but I'm really happy with the images I got. I spent about 2 hours with Richard and his team of bakers, and I got to just watch them make bread for a little bit, and I was very fascinated by it. These are very aligned with the kind of work that I'm trying to fill my schedule with and trying to fill some gaps in my portfolio. And I'm just generally curious about people who make things with their hands, and baking bread is something that is very foreign to me. I've never done it, so it was very intriguing and insightful to watch these people make, I don't know how many loaves of bread, hundreds. It just felt good to be present. And again, the weather was so beautiful, it was hard not to enjoy it. All in all, the trip went very well. I'm happy with all of the photos I got. Don't think there's anything that I feel like I wish I would have gotten or done differently. Yeah, I probably wouldn't change a thing. So I'm glad I didn't stay any longer. I'm glad the trip wasn't any shorter. I think it was exactly what it needed to be. And these are the kind of trips and the kind of experiences that I want to continue to have, because not only does it help get material for my portfolio, it helps inspire me and motivate me to keep going on other projects. And just having a chance to breathe and get out of my normal day-to-day schedule is something I know I need to do, but when I'm home, it's really hard for me to do that. So overall, I would consider this trip a win. There's nothing I would really change. And thank you for letting me share this with you, and I hope you enjoyed some of the photos, and I will see you next time.